FREDspacers! Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to our discussion. It took a while since I talk about IELTS, and this time I will continue talking about this because some of my students are asking me to share some practical tips, and this time let's focus on just two of the tips that I can share you because I would like to keep this really short. So let's talk about IELTS reading and the technique that I can share with you. Okay. Now, the two tips, actually, the practical tips that I can share to you are so basic that probably you already know, or probably you know, but you didn't know that you can actually use them for IELTS or for any reading exams for that matter. No? When I employ this, when I use this technique, at first I was not really quite aware of it. When I first realized that it is actually when I took IELTS myself. So when I use it, with all modesty aside, I got a perfect score in IELTS reading. Okay, so here are two tips that I can share to you. Okay, tip number one is that you have to read the questions first. What do I mean? Remember that in any test there is, in any reading test there is, of course, there's a text that you need to read or a passage that you need to read, and wait, my cat is disturbing me. Yes, sir. Come here. Ow. Okay, going back. Tip number one, practical tip number one. It may not be an ideal tip, but this is what I use. Again, when I use this, when I took my IELTS, I got a perfect score. I got a 9 for reading. So first is that you read the questions first. There is this passage, there is this text that you need to read, but the questions are, after either after a page, or sometimes in a booklet, it's the one on the left is the passage, the one on the right are the questions. If it's online, typically it's multi-window. One on the left is the reading, and then the right is on the question. Okay, so read the questions first. You know why? Because when you are familiar with what is being asked in that question, when you go to the reading, as you are reading, you actually can spot, oh wait, while I was reading this, oh, this is the answer to the question I read a while ago. So you are familiar and you get alerted every time you read. Okay? So that's how I did it. I read the questions first. If I have the opportunity to read all of the questions, I will do that anyway. So that I won't be spending so much time reading and analyzing without me knowing what I need to look for. That is actually skimming and scanning, right? Comprehension will come next. I mean, you won't be asked anyway of what the entire text is, but on a sentential and paragraph level, at least you understand the text that you're reading, right? Okay. Tip number two, practical tip number two is that remember that as you read the questions, go back to the text, read the questions, go back to the text. What is something that you need to understand is that questions are arranged chronologically in the text. Meaning, question number one will always be in the first part. Question number two in the second part. They come sequentially. Very, very seldom. I think it's not even encouraged, and it's not even allowed for setters of exams to jumble the questions. So meaning, again, question number one will be in the first part. If not in the first paragraph, at least in the first two paragraphs. Typically in the first. Yeah. So that's how you will save time. And when you save time, you have extra time to actually read the text in its entirety and go back to your answers. Okay? So those are practical tips that I can give you so that you will also ace your IELTS or any reading exams that you will be encountering. But IELTS is like that. Probably TOEFL and university exams. Okay? I will continue this IELTS series probably in the next video in the coming days. So let's stay tuned, and thank you very much. Dakal pong salamat, terima kasih, and I'll see you again, Fred Spacers. Bye!